Hey guys, let me see what I could see. Hey Style Audit, I'm happy you guys are here. I wanted to just address something for the most part that I got a lot of messages from you guys. I'll give a second for everybody to kind of pop into the chat, but definitely hit that like button and you know, do what you guys do as always. But I'm at the lake, which is beautiful, so just give a second for everybody to get in the chat. Yeah, I wanted to address something. I got a lot of emails actually from you guys. I'm sure you know who you are. My email is public, so it's not a big deal. But I did want to address this one thing. I don't know if Amy's going to be able to pop in today or not. Usually I kind of depend on her for everything. But Amy will come in if she can, I'm sure. And if she's not, then I'm sure she will not. There's like a sandstorm right now here at the lake. Pretty wild. Oh, crazy sandstorm. Wow, really crazy. I'm actually going to walk away from the. I'm happy I packed up like right at the right time. Wow, it's pretty crazy, the sand. It's blowing everywhere. Oop, wow. Something just fell. Right here. Grabbing up my this card that I have with me. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I received your messages. I appreciate your messages and your thoughts and everything, and I very much respect everything you guys always have to say. I recently, you know, as of a couple days ago, we had that conversation. And let me know, guys, if you can't hear me. I know it's windy. It's going to get a lot better in a second. Right now, it's really windy. In fact, I'm going to give it a second because I'm literally, once you walk onto the grassy knolls, this wind, it's so crazy how like literally about 100 feet from where I'm standing now, all of a sudden it'll be quiet. But I wanted to address some stuff. Okay, Style Audit, you're good. Don't worry about it. I kind of just want, you know, a lot of times you guys might realize that, like, yeah, it's nice to engage, but sometimes I do a live and I know that people are going to see it after. I know that they don't necessarily have time to see it right now, and that's 100% okay with me. I'm not like, you know, I have no issue with that. I think that's totally cool. I wanted to address something because you guys were nice enough to reach out, and I appreciated that tremendously. In fact, I was talking to Amy about it, and you guys reaching out to me was absolutely, it was like, it warmed my heart. I'll put it that way. After the live that I did the other day, I have to look in like the analytics in YouTube and see how it like, because it's interesting how many people messaged me versus what it says how many people saw it. Now, it could be every single person that saw it messaged me, but I doubt it. I think that there's just a thing. I know there's a few other chats that are being attacked by some, like, you know, people that are just nasty. They're not necessarily like Scientology, but they kind of are ruining it for a lot of the streamers that are anti-Scientology. And so I know that there are people that are being attacked right now, like their channels, and it's always possible that mine is. I do not believe so, but the analytics are weird. Anyway, I really wanted to, here, I'll let you guys see the view as I walk away. It's beautiful, right, guys? It's so beautiful. Chicago's so awesome. So awesome. I can't wait. You guys are going to see there's a streamer coming out, another streamer coming out to Chicago next week. So you guys will actually see me live a lot more than I have been. I've been really busy with some personal family celebrating this coming week, which is beautiful and amazing, but it's very overwhelming. So I haven't really been able to go live as much as I want to. I would have loved to have gone live many more times than I actually have. It's pretty cool, guys, right? There's this little restaurant called The Dock. It's right off of the beach. It's awesome. And this is not even the private beaches. This is like the public beaches, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so I wanted to address something. Let me know in the chat if you guys were in my chat when I was talking about religion the other day, just like 2 days ago. I'm wondering if there's anyone here right now that actually was in that chat, because what I want to address has to do with that chat. I liked it. I appreciated it. I did that chat because it was sort of requested. There was even that unbelievable person all the way from the Netherlands that was that I don't know if you're in the chat now. Make yourself bumping my toes. Make yourself known. But it was really beautiful that everybody was there. Style Audit, you were there. I know that. Yeah, thank you. Anyway, I mean, it's a little weird. I'm about to think of like the best way to address this without sounding like anything, you know. I am 100% cool, and I am 100% like, I'm happy with the chat we had. I don't think that anybody, you know, grifted off of my chat. I know that some of you think that, and you're not wrong for thinking so, because there was another, like a bigger, you know, name in this little community of us who brought up religion like right after I had spoken about it, and a lot of people felt like, you know, that this individual was a little bit urged based upon me talking about it. Now that's possible. I mean, I have no clue. I have no clue. I'll never know, because, you know, I typically love Natalie and Aaron and everybody else, but Wendy is like the most, Wendy and Mindy are the most knowledgeable people that speak to me on a regular basis. But I got like a few extra phone calls that were interesting yesterday and the day before. It was just interesting. I don't know if, I don't really know for sure on the information regarding that, because there's no way for me to know for sure. All I know is what I did. All I know is what, you know, all I know is what other people, hang on, let me put this up. I think I can make this good. Let's see. Hold on, guys. I'm going to make this nice. Hang on, guys. I'm going to do this good for you guys, actually. I'm going to do something nice. Style Audit, if you're there, tell me if you can hear me. I put it out there. Really windy. Okay, good. It's just so windy that I'm like not sure if you can hear me or not, but good. That makes me happy. Camera's blowing in the wind. It's kind of crazy, to be honest. Anyway, Style Audit and anybody else out there right now coming in and out, you guys can always, anybody that's watching this on the replay, it'll be just as good. I should say just as significant. I appreciate anybody that's, with regards to this topic, I do feel strongly about it, but I spoke about religion the other day, and Scientology is not even close to that, but there were some other you know, YouTube streamers, bigger names in our little world, who also, like, kind of randomly brought up religion right after my life, or within like 24 hours. And it's not somebody that, you know, typically talks about religion. And so I think some of you were straight up with me, and you felt like my name should have at least been mentioned. I don't necessarily feel that way. I just want to make that clear. to all those people out there. Yes, it was kind of ironic. Um, I guess let's leave it in my brain. I'm leaving it at that. That it was just ironic that person did the live when they did and how they did and whatever. But I'll never know, But it's okay. It's all good by me. I don't care if I brought up a topic and that led to somebody else discussing it. That's awesome for me. I think that's beautiful. Amy's been amazing. Y'all have been amazing. A bunch of you I know emailed Natalie over the past bunch of streams that I've done recently, and I know a lot of people are not going to see this right now. So again, I'm stressing that the replay is it'll be just as potent. So I appreciated talking to you guys about it. There was that wonderful person from the Netherlands that was talking about it, and we're all throwing authors out there that people can possibly gain from. And I guess the way that I see it is that if my live piqued the interest of some other streamers, that makes me happy. I was talking to a couple of you guys who have my personal info. Yeah, 100%. It would be nice to kind of to be given, I don't know what the word is, credit or whatever for some of what I've been discussing. And in the past, the same things happened with regards to when you guys wanted them to check out the whole speech by the plane crash and the trauma and the connection and all that stuff. And I'm totally cool with it. You guys know that this is not like my full-time job. And I'm just I just kind of go with the flow in this world, and I just try not to think about too deeply about, exactly what other people's motives are. It's totally cool with me. I'm not even that big of a, streamer, so it's not like I think my stream is being watched by all these other significant VIP type people. I have no idea. I'll never know. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. So I wanted to stress that today. Today it's also almost Shabbat. It's right before the Sabbath, but I'm going to put something up that next week, almost every day, I'll be streaming, and I'll be traveling again. You guys will come along with me on my travels to the East Coast this time. It's cool. I got to be all around the Midwest, and then I'm going to be all over the East Coast, like New York, New Jersey, Baltimore, and then at the end of August, I'm going to be in the West Coast, like Seattle and some other cool spots. So yeah, you guys come along for the journey, and I think that's awesome, and I appreciate it when you guys show up. It makes me feel good, that's for sure. It makes me feel good that anybody is watching my streams. I have not been as consistent. Yes, you guys are right about that. Those of you that messaged me and wanted to know with regards to the consistency of my messages, my live streams. So I haven't. Hi TCD, how are you? Don't worry too much. You'll catch up on the replay. It's not that big of a deal what I've been talking about today. I'm at the lake. It's so beautiful. But from my perspective, I think it's interesting. I think that Scientology in general, it sort of needs to be discussed a little more often. The connection between true religion, let's just refer to them as, religions that are, and yeah, some of you always say high control groups are, any religion is kind of like a cult. I'm not going to sit here and disagree with you guys about that. I understand what your perspective is. In my case, it's Judaism. It's more of 90% of Jews. It's a cultural, racial thing. It's not really nobody feels compelled or forced to follow anybody else's laws. Everybody kind of does their own, That's just the world I come from. It's a different world, a completely different world than other people come from, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I really am. I think it's fine. And I'm happy with this. It's so beautiful. And I'm happy that there are people out there that are their interest gets piqued with regards to some of this stuff. That makes me happy. It's not something that frustrates me. I don't really care. Yeah, if somebody was taking my info and pretending like it was done for their channel, then maybe I'd get frustrated. But otherwise, I'm pretty chill about it. It's all good. Like, if people gained enough where they actually decided to talk about certain things because of me, great. And if not, then it's just a coincidence, and that's fine. But I wanted to reassure you guys and thank you tremendously for really, in my opinion, an outpour considering how small my channel is. Let's just say I got numerous messages from people that don't necessarily talk to each other. It's like, so like a lot of you that are not like in contact with each other all had the same thing to say. And I really appreciated that. It felt good, to be honest. But at the same time, I wanted to clear the air and just say that it's not like the info that I put out there is not just for, just for me. I'm not, I'm not making money off of this. You guys know that you can always, hey, Justice, I was talking about you. But, the bottom line is that I think that it's a coincidence. The emails I got from you guys were amazing. The messages I got from you guys were amazing. I appreciated it. And I'm happy that I did that live. I enjoyed that live the other day. And like I said, I believe that probably more often I should discuss the topic of Scientology versus religion. But I think you guys got the perspective that I wanted to be put out there, which is that Judaism is much more of like, it's a rich history of a people, more of like a cultural, racial, like I say, I always tell people this, and at first they're like surprised, and then they realize, oh yeah, like I know a bunch of Jews and they're not religious. It's just, you know what I mean? It's not like, it's funny, that new famous girl, I don't know her name, but the one that made that famous joke about what to do with, to make your man happy. I'm sure you guys know who I'm talking about. She took a test, like one of those, like she took a test. I don't know if it was 23andMe or if it was one of the very specific ones, but she had no clue, and she's 97% Ashkenazi Jewish, which is very interesting. That like you even have stuff like that, and she's so proud of it now, which is so cool. Like watching her, Haley, I think her name's Haley. But she just found out herself that she's Jewish, which is kind of crazy. Okay, Justice, don't worry. You'll watch the recap. You'll see all the beautiful boats. Some of these boats are absolutely stunning. Absolutely stunning. But I mostly wanted to just, I just wanted to put it all out there and let it be known that that the other day was awesome, and that, to each their own. And I'm happy that the discussion came up, and I'm happy that people decided to talk about it on other channels. That's not a bad thing. I take that as a huge compliment, to be honest. A very, very big, large compliment. And I don't need to bother you guys too much. I'm sure there are other channels that are going live right now you might want to be at. I usually just, I'm a little different. I know you guys know that already. But I really wanted to get out and say it after I had a discussion with some people that I trust about the conversation I had, and about the other streamers that randomly never talk about religion, and they have to bring it up like right after the day after my live. So yeah, it's just interesting. Who is that? Oh, hey Janelle, how are you? How are you? How are you guys? I love seeing you guys in our chat. I do. Look at this. This is where they fill up gas and they dock. Look at that beautiful dog. Hello, doggy. But I think that I want to know from you guys if you're more interested. I know Justice was super interested in discussing. Good. Say hello to each other. You know my rule. Good job. Um, I'm happy that Justice asked the questions, and I'm hoping that Justice. I'm hoping that you find whatever answers you find. I found it fascinating that a couple things happened within those 2 days after I talked about it that were directly related to what we had discussed. So I will say again that you guys have questions or stuff like that. I am an open book. Everybody knows that about me. So you're more than welcome to ask questions. You're more than welcome to send me the messages. I got the messages, guys. Like I said before, I'm going to repeat it again. Because I know a lot of you guys are popping in only right now, but it was a warm feeling knowing that you guys all reached out to me about that live the day after. So that was very cool. And then I had a good conversation with Amy about it. And I spoke to some of the other streamers in LA today. There's some stuff going on out there, which is good. You guys should check out those channels later. For me, Shabbat starts. It's getting earlier now. The sun is, the end of the summer. The summer is winding down. So the sun starts to set earlier than it has been. So Shabbat, the sundown tonight is at like 7:45 or something like that, which is pretty close to when, to when everything is. So, it is what it is. Yeah. I mean, you guys can let me know. If you have any questions right now, go ahead and ask. I'm more than willing to have this discussion right now. I just wanted you to all know that I was not personally insulted by the other stream that you guys recognize. You did your first live. That's awesome. I'm doing good. That's awesome. I have to go to your page. I don't think I subscribed yet to you. I just realized that right now. I'm going to go to your page right when I'm done here. Right when I'm done. I'm going to go straight to your page. I really will. God willing. Good for you, though. It took me a while to go live. As everybody knows, my first live didn't happen until... Look at all, like they make fun of duckies. If Chris was here, right? Chris and Jessica. Duckies. Look at the little duckies. The Scientology duckies. I'm happy that you went live. That's awesome that you finally put yourself out there. It's good. Putting yourself out there is a good thing. I like it. I like it a lot. It makes me happy when people put themselves out there. It's not always easy to do. I can tell you that. I know for a fact from my own personal experiences, it's not the easiest thing to do, but it is an awesome feeling once you start getting a hang of it. And then you start just feeling comfortable. What I would tell you, Janelle, also, by the way, is what you should do. I've been telling this to any of the people that started going live. Don't worry too much about what people expect from you. Whoever you are, they're gonna love it, Janelle. So, if they're gonna be interested in your shit, then it's awesome. And if not, that's okay too. It's all good, It was scary and awesome. Okay, good. It's always a little bit scary, you know what I mean? It's like the first time you're doing something. It's a powerful experience to start something like that. So that's beautiful. That's awesome. I'm happy it went well. I'm very happy. Where did you go, if you don't mind? I'm gonna check it out anyway afterwards. But where did you go? Where'd you do your first live? Was it at an org? Was it at where was it, Janelle? You'll tell me, I'm sure. Yeah, there was a lot of reactions to my last video. That's what I've been talking about. I came on live today because I felt like the outpour from you guys who send me emails and messages, I wanted to respond to the messages that I received because, so there was, you went with Maya OT, nice, art stream, love it, Karen. Love it, that's awesome. Yeah, there was an outpour of people that actually reached out to me because somebody else happened to go live about religion, like literally the next day after I had gone live. And some people were wondering why, it seemed to some people like it was brought up because I had brought it up. I don't know if that's the case. So I really don't. I don't. But for me, more than anything, I wanted to reassure you guys that it doesn't bother me. But more than anything, what I wanted to reassure you was that I appreciate the outpour of messages. That I love. I loved it. Yeah, it's not a big deal though. I'm happy that you're saying that. I mean, again, I appreciate the love, and it could be that it was the live was based upon the fact that somebody saw what I had done, whatever, and it was brought up because it just seemed like a topic that might interest people. I have no idea. I have. I think with Amy and Wendy, I might continue to reach out to Natalie, but I don't really try to reach out too much to if they want to see it, they'll see it. If they don't, they don't. There was enough emails sent to these people. So I was just impressed with you guys, with your response to me. It was very warm that you guys were looking out for my good, making sure that I was good, making sure that I was being treated respectfully. Like I said, it could be just a coincidence. It could be it was. It doesn't really matter. You appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Janelle. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I do. I wouldn't continue to go live if you guys weren't interested at all. So I do appreciate your support. I don't take it for granted, Not at all. Not at all. And, it is what it is. Like I said, I specifically did not bother Amy. She might pop on, she might not. But I did not bother Amy today. I didn't want to bother Amy. But I had a great conversation with Amy. Yesterday, I had a great conversation with a couple other people. And like I said, the outpour, the emails and the messages was just beautiful. I really loved it. Protest on something else. The other side is really important. We're more than protest. Yeah, you're correct. That is it's a phenomenal point. It's something that should be taken seriously by everybody. I think that we all share that experience. Anybody that's out there that's putting out any content knows that their individualism or their identity, which is, you guys know, that's my topic, is Scientology. The thing that bothers me the most about them is you're either born into it and they don't allow you to have an identity, or they strip you of the identity. So even just us protesters being out there with various identities, like each of us having our own component, I think that it's phenomenal. I think it's a phenomenal thing. I think that it's a beautiful thing. I think that it proves even more so what we're doing. Sometimes just showing how we each are our own individual persons and we represent this larger cause together, yet retain our very specific, beautiful, and important identity. I think that in and of itself kind of kicks Scientology in the nuts. That's what I think. That's my personal opinion. My personal opinion is that in and of itself kicks them, because that's not allowed in Scientology. In Scientology, you're not allowed to have that personalized, So, yep. What you got over here? It's not enough to say leave the cult. I believe we need to offer life outside as well. Music, spirit, religion, everything. Yeah, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. That is my goal. I always tell you guys, my goal is that for whoever is getting out, or whoever might be thinking about going in, to just be as powerful as we possibly can, be a force to be reckoned with, of our individuality and our very special personalities. And I agree, Janelle, I think you're going to do great based upon what you're even writing right here. It really does. It sounds like you're going to do phenomenal, for real. It sounds phenomenal. I love it. I love that I love the attitude. That's the way it should be. That's a perfect attitude. I do love it. keep that up, Janelle. Don't lose that. Keep that strong. That's a good thing. But anyway, I'll stay on for a little bit longer, but the sun is going down. There's a famous song, the sun is going down. Anyway, it's a beautiful opportunity to like really rest. Which, by the way, Shabbat, the Jewish Sabbath, Shabbat in Hebrew, that means rest. That's what the word actually means. So it's a time to just sit down and, you know. Yeah, we do give a gift. I agree with you. And yes, I do believe, I think they're forced to watch what we do because that's part of what OSA wants, them to be on top of it. And, you know, we have, oh, I am, right? It is. It's gorgeous. This is Chicago, man. That's what's so beautiful about the city. It's like you're in the center of the city and you just walk out. This is the dock. I was at the beach the whole day. If you go look back at the very beginning of the live, I showed the beach where everyone's like swimming. But this is not even the private beaches, which are even nicer. But this is a beautiful spot. I literally live a couple blocks away from here. You could see it's a little cloudy in the distance, but that's the city. That's the city all the way. All the way. You see, guys? That's the city. That's the Sears. That's the John Hancock. In the city. Oh wow, check that out, guys. Look at that rainbow. Oh wow. Hold on, guys. You guys are gonna love it. Do you guys see it? Do you guys see the rainbow? Look at that. Janelle, just as you were talking about it, right? Wow. Look at that rainbow. Wow. Wow. That is so beautiful. Oh wow. That is absolutely. Hey YG. That rainbow is stunning. It's an absolutely stunning rainbow. That's beautiful, yes. Make the bracha. I think I can't right now. Can't really make a bracha at the moment. But I should. You could, I guess. Yeah, you're right. So YG, I was just talking about the fact that the other day you missed the whole entire live. It was all about Tisha B'Av. I was teaching everybody about how, Amy came in. I'm happy I stayed. Amy and YG popped in. That's awesome. So Amy, I was just updating everybody about the conversation I had with you. And Amy, even since we spoke, I had gotten even more messages and emails with regards to the other live that occurred that also had to do with religion. And I'm just reassuring people that, like, I'm not bothered by it. Like, I'm chill. It's okay. I don't need credit. So, yeah, I mean, that's what it is. But I'm in a beautiful spot right now. And, guys, I'm going to be YG and hopefully, God willing, YG, Amy, we're going to all get together. I am, by the way, staying YG in the end. I'm staying about 10 miles outside of Lakewood because I need for the procedure that I recently had, so I have to have a pool. So I have to find a nice hotel that actually has a pool. So I'm going to be staying, Amy already knows where I'm staying. I'll be staying a little bit outside of, what's the name of the town, Amy? Tell YG. Amy, tell YG the town. You were timed out in the other chat? Amy, spill the beans. Spill the tea. What are you talking about? Who timed you out? I can't believe that. I don't understand because, like, if there's any connection to my chat, Freehold, thank you. Yes, Amy, YG, that answer was for you. Freehold was for you. Amy, please explain a little bit. I know it's probably not. I literally, that's it. I was walking. I'm setting up my camera. Now you guys will watch the boats. And I'm going to find out from Amy what's going on because I need to know. I need to know. It's a must, Amy. Because you asked. Oh my God. That wasn't even the live I've been telling them about. The live that I've been telling about, the one that me and you discussed about someone else doing a live. That's so funny. I don't know what it is. It's okay with me. Like, I don't understand like why I'm controversial. I'm actually like, Zero controversy. I don't know. I'm gonna speak to Wendy and just find out about that. But that's not good if you're being affected by it, because that's definitely upsetting to me. If you're being affected, that is very, because myself, fine. Like if they, but you're being affected by it, that's not good. That's not okay with me. I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna absolutely reach out. Yeah, Janelle, you know what? I'd rather not even say. It's a bigger streamer. I'd literally, I'm not like, I'm going to assume it was just ironic. I saw your text just came in. Thank you, Amy. I'm going to check that out when I'm done. Very weird. That's all I'll say. Because I've never had a bad interaction with any of them. I've never had a bad interaction. I don't understand. I know, Amy, I saw it. I saw the text come through. I'm going to check it out. No, that was done on your birthday. Amy, I didn't know it was your birthday. Happy birthday, Amy. Happy birthday to Amy, guys. Everybody throw happy birthdays. It was done on your birthday. That sucks. Do you know her? Amy, like, how well do you know her? Let the chat know if you don't mind. Like, do you feel like you know her well enough where it's like, it should, and Amy, don't think for 1 second you don't feel well. Don't worry, this live is going to be oh, guys, the city got really clear. The cloud went away. Look at that. That's the city in the distance. Cool. I am so sorry, Amy. That's not okay. Well, yeah, and this, don't worry, if you're in my chat, you don't know her well, but you do. She knows who you are, though, right? Like, she's aware of who you are. That's interesting. I'm going to call Wendy tonight and just find out what's going on. But, yeah. You definitely shouldn't be punished based upon, You only watch the lives. I got you. Little duckies. Isn't that funny, Amy? There's 1,000 little duckies over here. Chris would love it, right? Get Chris to come out here. And Amy, there's going to be some, I'm sure you know who already, but everybody else will find out when they're here. But a couple streamers are going to be here from LA. I'm going to pick them up from the airport on Sunday morning. So next week, Amy, only when you're able, but I will be going live almost every single day. Almost every single day I'll be going live. It's the Democratic Convention in Chicago too, so we're trying to ask and petition to politicians about Scientology. It's actually one of the things that a couple of us are doing. I have to talk to Wendy in detail about that. YG, if you're still in the chat, speak up for a second, because I want to... She hardly notices, probably. Listen, there's agendas, Amy, there's agendas that we don't know about, you know what I mean? It's like, it's not, I'm a fan of, what they do and what she does, and that's it, I appreciate it, though, Amy, and if I were you, if you feel strongly enough about that, don't stop. Like, keep speaking up. I've been speaking up because you and a couple other people told me I should be. Yeah, she needs to understand that. That's definitely something that unfortunately people don't want to address today, because they just make a connection with that in Gaza right now, but it's got nothing to do with it. 90% of Jews are not religious. It's a race. I mean, even Hitler understood that. I know it's horrible for me to say, but he really did. Hitler understood the power of the Jewish race. No, don't worry. I'm not letting this streamer go all the way to the DNC. So you'll actually have fun. Don't watch the DNC. You'll just watch our lives of the way Chicago is going to be dealing with the cops. That's what you're going to get to see. But I'm making sure anybody that's with me this coming week is going to have to be extremely respectful. No, I can't. I won't personally be involved with any like screaming at cops or anything like that. I'm not going to be involved in that. I'm just not. That's not something I plan on being involved in. Other people can do what they want. I do my, everybody's got their own way of doing it, and I'm going to do it my way, and that's it. And it's going to be chill, so you'll get to see it. But if YG, if you're still in the chat too, I just wanted you to know that I'm so happy Amy was there the other day, but you should check out the chat from Tisha B'Av. You are right, Amy. It's so true. You are correct, Amy. No big streaking of bombs. Yeah, no. I mean, this city is going to be crazy starting Sunday. The flights that are coming in, it's going to be crazy. Crazy. Security is going to be so tight. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be so crazy. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to start walking again, guys. Hope you don't mind. I got to get going a little bit for Shabbat. So I stopped at the boats so you guys could see it. And Amy's not feeling good, so that's another reason. But you guys got to check out that rainbow that was out there before. It's beautiful out here, though. It really is beautiful. Amy, you have no idea. The amount of revenue that they're going to bring into Chicago, they're saying, is the equivalent of 5 years of revenue within 1 week. And I even set up a hotel for the streamers that are coming in. I set up a hotel in a nice neighborhood where they don't have to be in the crazy spot. But even that neighborhood they're in is crazy what's going on over there. But Amy, how funny is it? Everybody else is going to be here, and I'm getting the the famous saying, get the out of Munich when the getting was good. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be getting out of here. I know it does feel like the end of summer is so close. I always remind people, though, the summer is till September 21st. It's not like, it's June 21st to September 21st. So we have more than a month of summer left. Everybody needs to recognize. I actually make a big deal about that. I always like to point out to everybody that that people think the summer is. Oh my God, the prices are crazy. I had to call a friend to call into the one hotel that a different set of people are coming in. I'm not going to even be hanging out with those people, but I'm gonna make sure. Also, I'm meeting some of the streamers, people that you guys love. I know. I'm going to meet them actually at the hotel, and I'm going to make sure that everything's taken care of for them perfectly. I don't want there to be any issues. And the price gouge is. At this point right now, every single hotel, starting 2 weeks ago, they were allowed to do a 49% hike. So 49% hike. So you're literally, let's say a hotel 100, now it's 150. Now, a lot of these hotels are in the city, even really run down hotels. A lot of these hotels are crazy, like $350, $400 a night. And it's going to be $600 a night. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. The sunset tonight is actually so much earlier than it's really. What it is during the middle of the summer. You guys might not follow this. I do this because of prayers, religion. The Ubers. That's why I got passes for people for the trains, because the CTA is so good. Ubers are allowed to hike their prices 33%. I forgot. There's another. They also are allowed to do a hike. But hey, listen, the Ubers. I'll tell you this. That makes me happy though, because a lot of the Uber drivers are just good, hardworking people that really need that extra revenue, and at least they'll get to make that revenue. I have a friend that actually rented a really fancy car because he's going to do Uber, whatever it's called, not just Uber XL, but he's going to be doing, whatever. It's luxury Uber, whatever it's called. I forgot the name of it. You guys know, I'm sure. And he rented a car, and he told me that he guarantees he's going to double his money by doing that. So you're right on, Amy. Amy, you and I think alike. It's funny. That's one of the things I actually thought about, 100% thought about. It was something that popped into my mind. Ubers. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. The Ubers will be crazy. The whole city will be nuts. I don't even want to be in my neighborhood during this. It's going to be so... There's a famous train station that's right nearby, and so what I wanted to say about the days getting shorter is I am highly aware on a constant level because of prayers. So it's not just that they're getting shorter. I'm sure you guys know this, but I'll just point something out. It's when the days start getting shorter so quickly. That's so significant. So like midsummer, like before, mid-July, it's still going, it's still pretty, it's like beginning of July, whatever time the sun sets and rises, it stays around the same time. Maybe it moves the needle by, 30 seconds or so a day. But once it starts to dip 1 minute a day, that's when it becomes significant. So it's like, there was a period of time where sunrise was at like 4 something, end of 4. Sunrise is now, it's at like 5:59. It's like literally almost 2 hours later than it is. And I don't know if you guys know this, but where I was in the Midwest, it's actually just ironically just their hours of the day. It's not like they necessarily get more time, but they have longer days than Chicago because of where they are, and yet they still are in the same time zone. So their day is actually like officially longer. It's not necessarily that they're getting more sun, but purely by the way that they appropriate time and stuff like that. So yeah, it's gonna be, what is this little button? Someone's here. It's like do they like saving attention? Yeah, that too. But what I'm pointing out is something that people might not always realize, that so the days are always either getting longer or shorter, but there's always a period of time throughout the year where they stay about the same for a little while. And then they start like slowly inching. Once they start to go more than a minute a day on sunrise and on sunset, so that's 2 minutes a day, that's when you know it's really hitting hard. So I'm sure you guys know this, but basically, so springtime, it starts to slam earlier, day starts getting longer, everything like that. They're gonna let me cross. This is Lakeshore Drive, by the way, guys. I'm on Lakeshore Drive. I'm allowed to be. I'm not like doing anything. That's an opening to Lakeshore Drive. But I'm sorry, guys. I know that I'm walking, so I apologize. 6 months here on the equinox. I want you to know, it's funny. In the Abrahamic religions, so Judaism or Islam specifically, there's certain things that are based upon daylight, sunrise, sunset. And so it gets really complicated actually in Alaska. Like it's actually a very famous, well-studied concept on a religious level or spiritual level, what is considered the day versus night in Alaska. But my big thing, I know I said it, oh my God, I'm rolling this all over myself because I'm not doing a good job of watching where I'm going. I need to watch where I'm going, guys, sorry. I'm gonna keep looking back. Why is it like this? It so pisses me off. There we go. Yeah, so lately what's significant for me is that every day has been changing in the Midwest for about 2 minutes a day, 1 in the morning, 1 at night, even more. It's like a minute and a couple seconds. And 90% of the time when the needle's moving, it's not moving more than like 30 seconds. But twice a year, it moves really fast. It does it when the days start getting longer, all of a sudden starts moving really fast. And now when the days start getting shorter, it moves really fast. Like I said, during the summer, sunset, when I was in Sioux City, Iowa, was like close to 9 o'clock. Sunset tonight, and that was a month ago, guys. Now again, I told you over there it's a little bit different, but still, sunset was around 9 o'clock. It's before 8 o'clock. It's like almost an hour has changed in only 30 days because of the way that nature is, but also because of the aspects of, sorry about that, guys, I'm sorry, because of the sun literally starts to move quicker. It's not just like, oh, it's not just like daylight saving time, or, you know, it's literally, I think I said biological. I didn't mean biological. I meant physiological, or not even that, the better word. I can't think of it. But yeah, this is a beautiful park, by the way, guys. Very famous. Chicago Park, very famous. They play soccer games here. They practice the Chicago Fire. It's called our soccer team. They practice here, actually, in this park. It's cool. But yeah, what's going on by you guys? Where are you guys all at right now in the chat? Where are you at? What part of the world? If you're in the States, just give me a region of the country. East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, Mountain Time. People forget about that too. Mountain Time has a very unique effect too, because that's like where you could be right, you know, a town that's right next to, you know what, it's like that in Chicago. If you drive right outside Chicago to Indiana, all of a sudden it's Eastern Standard Time. So literally the sun might look the same on one side of the block versus the other side, but it's a completely different hour. Interesting. I find it interesting. My opinion, it's interesting. Okay, decal, cool. It's 6:38 by you. Cool. When we know what part of the world you're at, that's for sure. Cool. Oregon, Janelle, that's amazing. That's one of the states that I tell people, like, that's America. America. Yeah, there's a component that New York City and Chicago are unique for being, you know, cities that are extremely, you know, there's diversity and all this other stuff, but there is an aspect of what, like, real America, you know, like when you're in the Midwest, not so much Chicago, but if you're in the Midwest, if you're in Wisconsin, is a great example, but I love, like, Virginia, West Virginia, I love it. And, like, even Texas is becoming more and more like a big city though. You know, I know so many people that have moved to Texas from LA. People really despise LA right now. Oregon. It does get confusing, right? You know what, Amy? That's a great point. This coming up week, I'm going to be live every day. I'm going to make sure to put what time it is Eastern Standard. If you guys ever see, there's one thing people ask me a question about, actually, on one of my things. I wrote MST, and people are like, what's that? It's called Mountain Standard Time. That is a real thing. People don't realize that. People do not realize that there's such a concept as Mountain Standard Time. But yeah. You taught the pronunciation. That's cool that you got it correct. This is a beautiful building, actually, in Chicago. Let me say hello to everybody. Check in the shade for a second. It's 90 degrees, by the way, in Chicago. Security is so ramped up right now. It's crazy how ramped up security is. The Secret Service is all over the place. YouTube does, but sometimes when I let my lips, right, this is bad. My lips are so scarred. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know why I get self-conscious when I see that. But Amy, towards the end of next week, you and I will be on the same page with regards to time. Wilmette River, that's awesome. Well, that's awesome. I mean, that a little bit is like the Midwest, but it's still the Chicago component. You don't see the scars? Okay. You don't see scars on my cheek? Are you kidding me, Amy? For real. You don't see a bunch of freaking slice. I have no eyebrow. You for sure see the scars on my face. 3 bolts sliced through my face without, thank God, going through my head. Those same bolts were 3 times the speed of a bullet, and they went through someone. They went through. I don't even. Yeah, it's a little bit too graphic to talk about, but yeah, you see them through this. Yeah. I think Amy meant the scars by my lips. But Amy, I got to shave and got a haircut. Shave and haircut. It's all sandy right now, but they don't look bad. Thank you. I don't mind those scars, to be honest. By the way, I like my scars. I feel like my scars are kind of like my tattoos. I have some crazy scars that you guys have never seen, but like my whole arm was put back together. The beautiful man. Thank you. That's awesome. They don't look bad. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that, guys. I definitely appreciate that. Amy, what are you having for Friday night dinner? Shabbat. Bad habit, guys. I'm sorry that I do this. Now you guys can see Chicago better. Okay, there was a trial. Oh, Amy, by the way, guys, if you ever want to know about like true crime stuff, after getting to know you a bit, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, so tell us about Amy. What happened? He had burn scars all over. Amy, you have not, like, my leg is so, first of all, most of the skin that I have that you guys see even on my face is graft from my, I literally don't have an ass. Leftover Chinese food. Nice. Chinese food's awesome. They had to cut off my tuchus. They cut off my tuchus. One of my cheeks. They had to put it on my hand. And my foot's really bad, actually. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's a total mess down there. My foot's a disaster from the bus accident. Like, I don't have an ankle pretty much, but anyway. That's neither here nor there. Yes, I agree, by the way, Janelle. Scars, they don't bother me. It's just the ones by my lips that bother me. Literally. Okay, I'm going to look it up. They show, yeah, definitely in my case, it does show where I survived. Wow, Susan I heard about this trial. So how long did the jury take? How long did the jury deliberate for? By the way, guys, I'm literally going to go till my battery dies, which is soon. Just in case it dies on you. I love y'all. And I really appreciate the messages that you guys, what is my phone doing? Wow, guilty of manslaughter. What is that? How many years? Was it like 20 to life? My phone. Come on. There we go. There you go. I love it when you give it to me. 3 hours, that was it. Wow, that is not a lot of time. That's a very quick deliberation. 30 minutes, that means that they literally just were signing papers, because it takes 3 hours, because it takes like an hour. I actually sat, by the way, I mean, you would love the story. I actually sat on a jury one time in Chicago. You wouldn't know these guys if you didn't know what you went through. I thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, they soften the scars. I definitely don't use any filters, so I'll tell you guys, whatever you see, that's me. But yeah, 3 hours is nothing, because I got to tell you, and my case wasn't even that serious. One that I was jury, part of the jury, I guess, presiding over. That wouldn't probably be the word, but hey dude, she shot through her door. Wow, that is crazy. It takes about an hour just to sign the papers to give to the judge. By the way, I was thinking the same thing, you know Chicago though. They don't give up. And this is also on the yellow line. This guy like literally backed up as much as he could, and he's still on the yellow line. Whatever. That's why in the city, I don't have a car. It's pointless to have a car in the city. For me, personally. I love driving, so it sucks that I don't have that opportunity as much as I want to, but yeah, that is crazy. She shot through her door. Was she claiming self-defense? I forgot what it was. I think there was a claim of self-defense. But let's see, Amy. I'm trying to walk, and don't worry, guys. I like doing this, but in case it takes me a second. Look you right there, Amy. Yeah, wow, that's crazy. I think she was trying to say that it was... Yeah, you're right about that, Janella. You are right about that. This is the famous X Market that's right here. Elon Musk helped build it, and he does free parking, which is super cool of him. He took the entire roof of the building and turned it into parking. I think it's awesome what he did. Love him or hate him, Elon and Trump did so much for the city, which is so ironic because that's why he was such a Democrat for most of his life. And you guys know I'm not talking about what I like or politics. I'm just pointing out that he helped build some of the most beautiful buildings in the city. Let's see what you got. Mad about kids in the neighborhood. Wow, this is crazy. Knocked on the door to tell her fuck off, and she just shot. Oh my God. But why was it manslaughter then, Amy? That's interesting. It should have been first degree. I guess maybe because you say the intent wasn't to kill. I'm assuming that's how she got away with it, just being manslaughter, because I wonder. That's an interesting case, Amy. I told you, Amy, I'm interested in that stuff too. Sometimes I go to sleep pit. There's this one channel I like to watch, a true crime channel. I like to watch it when they literally just let the interviews, or when people are they're going through, I don't like depositions as much, but I love when they're just sitting, and I love watching the full uncut cops sitting across the table, just sitting there with the individual and watching things come to fruition. There were certain famous cases. There's a famous case you for sure know about, Amy, that was Waukesha, which is in Wisconsin, not far from here. I watched every single second of that trial. That was one of the most fascinating trials, and I do believe that within the next 30, 40 years, that trial will be used in the libraries, the legal, the bar, and everything else, because he represented himself, and she couldn't stand your ground. Wow. Interrogations is what I'm mostly referring to. I wasn't just saying that word because there's certain things that are whatever, but that's my favorite, Amy. Interrogations are literally my favorite. I just love seeing the cops sit there across from them, and it's like just watching people that should say, I want a lawyer. And it's like they don't do it. And then it becomes fascinating, to watch, but it's not like, I know you know what I'm saying. That's crazy, though. Really crazy. That is nuts. Nuts and bolts, bolts and nuts. Yeah, that's crazy, 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 Amy. Can't believe that. Can't believe that. Cannot believe it. But yeah, I watched that entire trial in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Yeah, the body language, I agree, Amy. I love it. I think I told you, Amy, but I worked in the largest mental health prison in the world. One of my residencies was more than a year in this place where I did neuropsych exams for some of the, I can't talk about it, but there are some very famous cases, Amy, that I absolutely guarantee you watched. For people that are NGRI. In Illinois, it's referred to as NGRI, not guilty by reason of insanity. In other places, it has a different title, but the largest facility is about an hour outside of Chicago. and I was really blessed to get the position. It's a super, like, people fight for it because they don't have they don't have a lot of money for it, so you're not really getting paid very well, but you're like right out of school, so you do a pretty damn good job of writing reports. I don't even think I'd be able to write a report like that anymore. That ability I had back then was awesome. That ability's gone. But I had some very famous cases actually that I dealt with. There's a few women in the women's part of the prison where I got to work with some extremely famous cases where, like, you know, unfortunately, like, they're kids. That's all I'll say. It's really sad because they really believed what they were doing was good, and it's just, so those are the saddest cases to me, and I really wanted to work it. And just therapy with these people that are on 24-hour suicide watch because they come out of that psychosis and they know what they did and they just don't want to be alive. It's just they have zero desire to live. And, you know, the ones that appropriately get, you know, there are people that, you know, might weasel their way into a not guilty by reason of insanity, but I would say Illinois does a damn good job. And the really good cases that are for sure guaranteed, like the people deserve like a nice prison, but total lockdown and whatever, they send them from all over the country, a lot from the East Coast. Daryl Brooks, that's it. That's exactly what I was talking about. Amy, that is exactly what I was talking about. That is the case. She was awesome, right? She was such a badass. She was such a badass. Really? She oversaw that case too? Wow, I didn't know that. Cool. I mean, that one, the Stouch case, I watched every interrogation in the Colorado case. In the Waukesha case, I literally watched every second to the point where I'm watching people that wrote about things that other people wrote about, you know what I mean? Really crazy stuff. And she was such a badass, that judge. She put up with nothing. I can't, and it's so stupid. Like, you know, he could have easily gotten a more appropriate, when I say appropriate, I mean like he would have been in prison with like, without like, he'd be on watch. They don't care. They let him sit in prison where literally people, there were kids that were taken from this world. So you know the way people feel about that in the prisons. If you're labeled as a child, you know, whatever, any kind, if you hurt any child, get me so mad. That's what I'm talking about. So those cases, I have to tell you, Amy, though, it's really sad because I worked with, when I say tens, I mean literally maybe 100 women, moms that did not do it on purpose, like truly psychotic, and then they come out of psychosis and they just don't want to be alive. It's so difficult for them to come to grips with what they've done. A lot of them don't even remember doing it or remember it, but can't believe that's the way they were thinking. There's so many interesting components, but I did NGRI testing the entire time. But yeah, I mean, Daryl Brooks, because there were kids involved, not like, you know, SA or whatever, but there were kids involved in, you know, because of what he did. And I heard that there was like a bounty on his head from like all the way across. Oh my God, they almost got in an accident just now. That car just screeched to a stop. They're lucky that that's not the winter right now. That car would have smashed. I agree with you, Amy. But Amy, let me, I want to call Wendy about what you just brought up. I want to find out what his take on you being timed out. I want to find out what that's about. But guys, my phone is literally about to die, so I'm going to jump off. You guys are amazing. I'm happy I got to come on. I'm not upset that someone else talked about religion. I'm not upset at that person, like on a personal level. It is what it is. Thank you so much today. Shabbat Shalom to everybody. Have an amazing weekend. And I want you guys to know that that overpouring of emails and messages that I got, Amy will tell you that I really felt that was so warm getting all those messages from you guys. And that was awesome. So that part was awesome. I am literally filled with sand one of those days. he wasn't in the chat, but I believe that he has a perspective on things where I'll be able, where he can like actually find out what's going on. He just happens to be connected. Thank you, Janelle. Thank you so much. But Amy, I'm going to be in touch with you on Saturday night, no matter what. And YG, if you're still in here, I doubt it because it's Shabbos, but if you're still in here, I'm going to be in touch with you on Saturday night also, so that I can organize my whole trip. So good Shabbos, Amy. We'll be in very close contact very, very soon. All right, everybody. Love you all as usual. One last look at the church that is actually a legit church in my neighborhood. They're singing right now in there, so very cool. All right, guys. Everybody be good.